The Elms Retirement Village is situated in the heart of southern Lorain County. Elms was started by a local physician in the 60s and specializes in skilled nursing care for the elderly and disabled. The expansion of the Elms Retirement Village by the Sprengers to include an assisted living area increases the diversity of health care options and demonstrates continuing commitment to the community. At the recently remodeled Elms, the staff and residents continue to benefit from the caring philosophy that has been part of the nursing home over the years. Excellence in nursing care, combined with recognition of patient needs and rights, plus those many extras that make it feel like home. All these continue to flourish. The residents benefit from a variety of social activities designed to stimulate the more active residents, plus the dedicated staff, including nurses, therapists, aides, and physicians, and others. The residents' involvement in their own care enhances their quality of life.
But I got the goddamnedest headache right through there. Right through there. Now, who determined that I had a stroke? I don't know. I still don't know.
Well, when I first got sick, I had taken chemotherapy. And when I took that chemo, I lost all my strength. I couldn't do anything. I couldn't stand up. I couldn't move my legs or anything.
Since I got on my feet, see, I fell over a cliff. That's what brought me here.
And I said, I'm pretty sure I broke the other hip because it's acting just the same, which it did. So I got my second hip. And I decided that somebody was trying to tell me that I shouldn't live alone. And the only one that would take me and say that they would save a bed for me for 24 hours was the Elms. And I was very grateful.
So my daughter-in-law, she had been inquiring about these nursing homes and things like that. And she finally settled on this one because it wasn't too far away.
That's why I got in the position I'm in. I might not be a very famous way to live, but I like it. And everything's satisfactory here. The bedding is taken care of regularly. Clothes are washed and taken care of.
And my daughter says, if you go home, there's just you and the four walls, but if you're here, I can go play cards with somebody, or I can, just like the other day when they had that music up there and I stood up from my chair and I wiggled. They got a big kick out of that.
I graduated from New England Conservatory in Boston. That's where I did most of my music work. Before I was married, I was in an automobile accident and I was paralyzed from my neck down. I never fully regained use of them so that I couldn't play. I used to play like with orchestras, you know, 100-piece orchestra or something, and concertos, and could be heard. But I have never played since then that type of work. My husband was a minister in Ohio. Very nice person, very sincere and dedicated in his work. And in all, he had 5 heart attacks.
What brought you to
I lived 18 years just at Firelands. I had a lot of courage, and I said, well, I had gumption. I didn't know whether to call it courage or not.
Laura Owen plays the piano for me. POC means plan of care, which is your individual plan that all of the departments put together. together, have your choice basically of having your home with the team, or you can come up.
And I told you she's become helpful to all the other people, and she'll leave her walker and go help someone else, and then she needs to be reminded to be careful.
But if that's the worst that ever happens. Since she's used a cane before, but this is a different kind of cane. I really saw a difference from the last time.
Last time I went to do her body assessment, she was smiling and kind of reached to give me a kiss, you know.
Total feed, passive range of motion due to contracture. She has contractures in about every extremities.
Mood and behavior, she hasn't had any changes. She gets a Zyprexa and Visceral, which seem to be appropriate.
Current weight's 156. She's on a regular parade diet and may thin as needed.
I retired from Guilford Instruments in Oberlin. I had been a lead girl there. It'll be an eyeglass case. You fold it in half like this. I've called bingo for him for quite a while. Every time somebody looked at a blue one, Judy'd say, Jeanette painted the blue ones. I'm just getting near the end of 3 weeks of therapy. It has helped me immensely.
How's your back?
Finally, this therapist last week or the week before showed me how to get into bed and how to get out of bed. What a difference. What an improvement. And they took me to another home, and I was so far from home, and I'm such a homebody that I got so homesick. But even there, talking about the Cleveland Indians, there was a girl there that she called me her Cleveland Indian. So she called up and found me to come here to, and I knew Mary Hartman how many years ago. I said, hi Mary, and she didn't know who I was at the time because she wouldn't know me, but I would remember her. And she's been a doll to me.
We had quite a bit of ground. We built a 25-bed nursing home, and it was really very interesting because at that point I was doing everything. Well, we owned it for 5 years, and then he did general medicine here and surgery. I had started when we first moved to town back to Baldwin Wallace to get my degree, and then I became ill and I couldn't go back. So then I thought after my husband died I'd go back and get it. But then when they offered me this position I thought, well, maybe I'll try that for a little bit. After my husband passed away, I didn't work for a year.
Ask you on this multivitamin zinc. Yes. Okay.
The challenge is it relates to staff, because we're never going to have a machine that's going to take care of people. We have to find people to take care of people and to take care of them the way we want them to be taken care of.
Thanks for coming in. I know it's mandatory. You guys are assembled back there. Do you know what a care plan is? Care plan. It's a resident's right to be involved in their care here at our nursing home. That's it. That's in the resident rights.
The Sprenger organization was started by my wife's grandma 40-some years ago. My wife's uncle Tony got involved, and shortly thereafter Donnell, my father-in-law, got involved, and they purchased Amherst Manor from Grace Cowan, which is my wife's grandma who started it. 2 years ago, we acquired the Elms, and now our expansion mode includes more of developing assisted livings like we are doing here right now. It's an 18-unit facility, and it provides basic room and board type things, 3 meals a day, and then it can provide varying levels of assistance depending on what the resident may need, but the requirement is that they don't need 24-hour skilled nursing care.
Here it's people she recognizes, she sees, and when you do that to an older person, I think it's kind of a major structural change.
Her main concern was she's not going to be by myself.
I was trying to.
She didn't
No,
want to
you won't
move
be
in
by
first.
yourself.
And I've told her she can come over anytime and
visit me, because she always stands up in my office at least 6 times a day. And
I understand that probably 2 people move in today, I don't know.
And for the month of April, we had no discharges due to non-payment, no Medicare denials, 4 nurses' aides hired in the month of April.
15 new programs for a total of 37 programs, 21 residents. Is the juice cart, we're picking that up, and popsicle.
Choice of your own physician.
I'm Dr. McKibben. How are you today? I understand you're getting settled in here. I'm just going to listen to your heart and lungs for a minute. That's good, just like that. Yeah. Take a deep breath. Very, very nice. You take care now.
I've been very pleased with the medical care that I've had in the nursing for whatever has come up that has ailed me. I like the way the place is run. I think is very satisfying, and I like the activities.
B1, B3, I-30, okay, bingo. Gertrude, can you read it back to me, please? Good bingo.
For volunteering at Elms.
And doing what?
Calling her, taking care of bingo.
1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2.
Now finger flicks for 2, 3, 4. Now take it front and side and down and up. Say it with me. Front and side and down and up.
Front
And side and down and up. Last time. Changing legs. Now
Feel
left
look
arm,
at your
arm going
toes.
up
Do them, if
and
not,
back
do your
down
arms.
again. Raining fingers.
You want a Springer shirt?
Thanks a million.
Well, you're welcome.
You know, her and I work together.
She supplies me for my craft sales.
I've had a lot of stuff in the fair. Not that I wanted it in there, but they take it and put it in there. And a little old lady started me crocheting. I was about 8 years old. Brother of mine wants me to make him an Afghan with these 2 colors. But all my married life I've lived in Wellington. And I graduated here in Wellington. Went to Oberlin Business School and got my credits there. And then I took a few refresher courses along the way because you don't learn everything at one time. And I keep busy. That's one thing I learned, that if you sit down and moan and groan, you'll never get well. I worked in children's services, see, on the welfare side. Now I'm retired. I don't drive an automobile anymore because of this. I feel it's not safe for me to be on the highway.
Okay. Anybody else? Want to look over your menus, and if you have any suggestions, like I said, I'm always open for suggestions, but I'll need your input to let me know. It wasn't warm enough to melt the butter today, but you do get iced tea. You don't ever get coffee, right? Okay, I'll make a note that your card will be corrected then. Your sausage you felt was overdone?
Couldn't hardly bite it. I don't know how many cooks there is here or anything about it. But I know if there's only one cook here cooking your breakfast for you, and she is busy all the time, once in a while something might get a little overcooked. But you can't always blame the cook for things like that. Take it in stride and go ahead and enjoy it the best you can. That's my opinion. That cook is only a human being. That's all she is.
It's not an easy job.
No.
So we try to do the best we can.
Couldn't walk by myself. I had to hang on something all the time. Would you hand me that? He taught me how to use a walker. No arguments about it. No harsh words. No cussing each other or anything like that. We acted like civilized people. I know that he is right here to help me if I need. Said something for this man's ability. He would want me to try to do something, whether it was with the walker or not. I said, no, I'm about half afraid. He said, I'm going to be right here. I'm going to be right here. And 9 times out of 10, that gave me the confidence that I knew he was there, that if I needed him, I could grab him. Them mines are not for me. I spent a lot of time between Ashland and home, back home, Masontown. My dad was a small contractor. We buried my dad.
Nice.
Then I just roamed, that was all. I just roamed all over the damn country.
Oh,
I had no Model A sedan, and I got my brother Art to help me. And we fixed that front seat, the back of it. We could lay it down, and that gave me a bed. And if I went on a job was only going to last for a week or so, hell, I just slept right in that old Ford there all the time. Oh, the last 10 years, I suppose, I've been up in North Ridgeville, and I was working for Cleveland Trust, the bank. I can't find a thing in the world the matter with this place, none whatsoever.
Well, they've improved a lot, and I'm sure I helped to improve.
I'm very contented here. Some people wondered why I chose this place, and I said, well, in a way, because they had the only bed available to me, I think it chose me.
In fact, I've been treated like a king since I've been here. I like it here.